Dan at Bushcraft. Guys, it's been 2 years since I did a review on the Rat 1 knife. I'm not sure if Ontario Knives is still the maker or not. I had heard that someone else had bought the company, but they're still listed on Amazon for under 50 bucks. Just type in Rat 1. I'll put it in the description. You can get black, brown, OD green, and I think there's some other colors. I think there's an orange. But after 2 years of use, this is still my favorite lockback knife. And I will tell you, it has never let me down. It has retained an amazing edge. I have put it through some really rugged use out here, and under 50 bucks. I've never used a knife under $100 that's as good as this knife that you can still get for under $50. So basically we're coming back after 2 years, and I'm just going to show you some of the reasons that I like this knife so much. All right, first of all, besides holding an amazing edge, the D2 steel on this, and being extremely rugged and having a very strong lock, because this has been through a lot of work out here and a lot of use, and the lock's never failed. It is a great carver. So it just takes material off very easy, and again holds a great edge, so I don't have to go back and sharpen it very often at all. So you want to do something like, say, a tent stake or whatever, quick and easy. There you go, that end's pointed and ready to hammer in. Need to make a 7-notch on this end to tie our cordage around. This knife will withstand some light batoning, no problem whatsoever. Done it many, many times, just like this, to make a light or a nice tent stake. And by the way, carving at the angle to get everything on the camera is sometimes done in awkward positions. So if it looks like I'm a little awkward, it's because I am. But I want to make sure you guys can see. So if I'm doing up a 7-notch, to wrap some cordage around, this is a great knife to do any type of camp carving with. It's a great backup knife for your sheath knife. You should always have a backup for your sheath knife. And of course, a lot of people, and me too, carry multi-tools and Swiss Army knives and things for backup. But a simple folding knife, you know, lockback that will just clip inside your pocket and is always right there where you can grab it in a moment's notice, is a great survival tool, great bushcraft tool. And this is, like I said, anything under 50 bucks, I haven't tested anything close. Anything under 100 bucks, I haven't tested anything that's as good as this. This has just been one of the best folding knives I have ever used, and to this day it is still my absolute favorite. So square off the top a little bit. Turn so you guys can see. And so I want to carve some tent stakes, throw up a tarp or whatever, and for some reason I can't use my sheath knife, or I just choose to use my folder. We have a great, great knife in the Rat 1. Well, you saw my pile of curls there. Well, that came off this big old piece of wood. And there's a couple ways you can do this. Now, I do recommend, even though the lock has never failed, if you're going to use the same technique that you would, say, with a sheath knife, or a hatchet, you see me do this quite a bit in my videos, where I'm just pulling like this to get my curls. If you're going to use that technique, then I would recommend wearing a glove just in case, because if that folds up on the glove, my hand's going to be protected. But if I secure the point down in the stump, it really can't go anywhere the way I'm putting pressure on it. And then I can make bigger curls or smaller curls, just depending on how much pressure. So if I go heavy like I am now, I can get some bigger stuff. And if I lighten that up, then I can get some real fine curls to start a fire. So applying heavy pressure, I got some larger curls, and applying light pressure, I have small curls, all to add to that pile that I've already been working on. So it's a great little carver. It's a great little backup for making shavings for a fire. Again, as you just saw, you can baton with it. Here we've got some fat wood. Let's see, let's save that fat wood. All right, just to show you guys, try to turn this a little bit. Not something I would do, but just demonstrating after 2 years, and I've done this before on videos for you guys, still performing extremely well under things that are actually abusive to a folding knife. And fat wood, I can get me some nice curls. Okay. And the fat wood is a little rich. So when fat wood is really rich, it doesn't curl all that well because it's so heavy with the fat wood. So this isn't going to curl real well, and it's not me, because like I said, I can show you on a piece of regular wood here. See how that's curling down? This is not going to curl down because there's so much resin in it. Oh, there I got a few. Okay. Now I'm getting a few. It's just a little bit harder because the resin makes the wood stiffer. We'll throw those in too. But what's cool about this knife, what I like to use it for, is it also has a great 90-degree spine. So I need some finer stuff to ignite all these curls with a spark. I want to put some finer stuff in there. So I've got a nice 90-degree spine on the back of this knife from the factory. That's the way it comes. Catch it right here. And that's the stuff you want for a fire. In fact, you know what? I'll just demonstrate. I'll move that off the bandana. We'll make just a little tiny pile back here. Get a little bit more. So again, that's not me putting a 90-degree spine on this knife. That's how it actually came. I ordered mine right off Amazon. And then, of course, because it has a 90-degree spine, it will strike a ferro rod. Try not to catch my bandana on fire. So if I've lost my striker or something, You can see that? And there it lit right there. So again, just a great knife. I've used it, you know, so many times over these past 2 years, especially for carving stuff around camp. And although I wouldn't baton with it or anything unless my life depended on it, or I'm making a video for you guys to demonstrate, you can see it does a great job. And still, I don't know if you can see that or not, pops the hair right off my wrist with no problem. So let's take this little Ontario Rat One over there and get a fire going. All right, using our Rat One, we're gonna see if we can get this ignited over here. There we go. Come on, burn for me. Nice. There we go. Excellent. I made some little toothpick sized pieces of fat wood. I'll put those right in there. And then start feeding. I got a whole assortment of dry twigs and stuff, heavy laden with moss. And that moss will dry out and burn. Let some air come up through that. Crisscross that a little bit. And we are going to have us a nice morning fire. All using our folding Rat One knife. No hatchet, no large knife, just our little folder. And it did exactly what we needed to do. All right, let's let that take off or burn for a little bit. And so if you don't already have a good folding knife, lockback knife for your kit, and you're looking for one, or maybe you're looking to try a different one, my absolute favorite, my number one recommendation for a folding lockback knife is the Rat One from, I believe, still Ontario Knives in D2 steel on Amazon for under 50 bucks. It is an absolute fantastic knife to use as a backup to your sheath knife. Dan at Bushcraft, everyone. Enjoy yourselves and stay safe out there.